welcome along to today's Rangers Rabble afternoon pod. Now, that intro music's probably not very suitable for my mug on a Friday afternoon, but here we are. Martin is away for a couple of days, so he's asked me to step into the breach. So, hello everyone, welcome along. Now, first time I've done this, as in on my own, doing it with Trevor. So please be kind. Trevor will be coming in very shortly. But hello, everyone. And now, question of the day. We'll dive straight into that. It's it's a different one. I'll give it that. But seeing that Trevor's on today, and he's very interested in that sort of thing. So I've went along with that theme. So the question of the day is, if you could design a video game about anything, what topic would you choose? If you could design a video game about anything, what topic would you choose? Now, I realise that's specific, but I thought, seeing Trevor's on, we would go video game-wise, because obviously that is one of his one of his big loves. So get them in, folks. Now, bearing in mind, I am having to do two things at once, which is not easy for a bloke. I realise Martin does it, but he does it all the time. So I'll star them as I see them. I'll star them as I go, but I'll bring Trevor in now. Trevor, how are we?
Brian, the boss is away on holiday. Let's absolutely ruin this podcast. Nah, I'm not joking. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Aye. No long moved into my gaff, so I'm still unpacking stuff. And I had time to pop on the podcast. And by the way, that is a brilliant intro. Sexy boy Shawn Michaels. The Heartbreak Kid. I was playing air guitar and everything. I was like, just keep playing that song, mate. It was a belter.
Absolutely.
How are you, Brian?
I'm just saying, there could be any question, there could be any replies coming to this question of the day. So just be aware. The viewers are very good at coming out with random things, and I was kind of, when I asked the question, I was like, what's going to come? And I'm seeing one or two, and I'm like, wow.
Well, where's the jingle? Where's the jingle, man? You done it perfect the other day, or was it you, or was it Ian? I think it was Ian when he done the long pause before he said question of the day. It's a meme.
I forgot that. I actually forgot that banner, to be fair. Yes. I actually forgot about that. See, first time Nerves doing the afternoon rabble on your own.
You're a pro, mate. You're a pro.
So what's your answer to question of the day?
Right, okay. There's the PC version and the non-PC version, right? So the PC version would be they kind of done this a while ago, but it was really crap. I think it was like the Xbox 360 era, and it's a kind of tangent on Football Manager games, right? We know about them. We've all probably played them at some point.
Oh yes.
Even if we're not into video games, it's just a thing. There was a Rangers version of a Football Manager type game back in the day. I'm sure, or maybe I'm making that up, but it was like a slim cut down version of a kind of management type football sim game, and it was a Rangers version of it. I'm sure it was a Celtic version of it as well. I would like to literally make a football management game based on just our team, which might sound a bit dull, but it would be everything. It would be, and there's a bit of satire in this. You could literally, you could run the whole club. You could actually be the board, do a better job in the board, actually employ people to work in the club outside the board. You could be the Janny, you could be the next Jimmy Bell. Do what you want, and then you've got to literally take the club up and up and up and up, and more successful, and manage everything, including what's on the field as well. I'd like to do that. The other version is, and I need to word this correctly, Brian, it's already been done. Someone kind of stole my thunder. For those that have a PC, go to Steam, and I'm not winding you up when I say this. Google in Steam, or search in Steam, there is a game called Genital Jousting. That's all I'll say. Google it. It's hilarious. It is genius. That's all I'll say, because we need to keep it kind of clean. So
absolutely. No, it's not from a Nokia Iron Blue. No, it certainly is not.
Look at Gallant.
Iron
Look at
Blue. Housewives of Falkirk. Now, I don't know. I don't know where you would go with that, but that would be more up for the football club boardroom simulator.
I like it. Yes, there's simulated for everything, so why
So
not?
because obviously the boardroom is in tatters just now. So that'd be quite good because you could basically hand pick your own board.
You could, man.
That's quite good. I quite like that one.
Gallant.
Snipers
No,
went
what's
for a
this?
bit more deeper, gang fighting in Glasgow like the old Warrior games, but all schemes I used to fight with were called the Pollock New.
Oh,
Obviously.
I like that. I like that. Aye, that could work, couldn't it? That
And
could be
then
like the 18+ game.
Geordie's in with the historical mythology, the way God of War done Greek and Norse mythology, but across all mythologies.
I actually get a serious answer. That's disappointing.
Ooh.
It was aye.
You can
It
do
was
parkour around the streets of the big cities or UK. Of course, parkour's
that
that thing where you just run and like jump and like landing things, isn't it?
I think they pronounce it parkour. Sorry.
Parkour, sorry, yes,
It's a French thing. It's a French thing. They invented running about rooftops like Egypt's. So you got to pronounce it like a frog. This was genius. I was laughing at this, mate. That's the DLC to the game, right? See when you go in and you can get the editor and you can like, edit stuff in Football Manager, right? In the registry and all that. This could be like that or DLC where you're like missiles and tablet.
absolutely. But folks, that
Oh,
was your
Question of the day.
and I did remember it this time. But yes, if you could design a video game about anything, what topic would you choose? Now,
that's a good one.
going on to the other topic that we normally go to, which is the Who Am I? This is by Trev today. Trev picked this. Now, I'm going to try and do it very much like Martin because obviously you guys are very quick and very sharp in the answers. So we're going to do it as in the way Martin's designed it now. So, the Who Am I today is I signed for Rangers in 2012 and I played for one season, playing 14 times and scoring 3 goals. So that's the opening clue of the day. I signed for Rangers in 2012 and I played 14 times, scoring 3 goals.
I'm
So
glad
there
you
you
done
go.
the clues, mate. I would have made an arse of that and probably gave out too many. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So there you go. Where is it, CJ? The question of the day is in the written below. So just have a gambit. I'll keep it up there for a wee while longer and let everybody catch up that hasn't tuned in. So Trev, you did the watch along last night.
Yes.
How did you find it? And were you pleasantly surprised by how the game went?
It's a slog putting up with Martin for 2 hours, isn't it? No, no, no. It was. I've never done it before. The watch along, because you're trying to watch the game, but actually give some meaningful input without completely waffling shite for 2 hours. So I skirted on the border, but it was good. I'm just glad it wasn't a dreadful game to watch, Brian. Can you imagine if it was one of these turgid kind of 1-0 victories against the St Mirrens and the St Johnsons and whatnot of the world? That'd be difficult. So no, it was a good game for the most part. I enjoyed it. I'm the kind of guy that can never be completely pleased. I'm unfortunately like that. I love the performance, but I'm kind of fed up that we just keep raising our game in Europe and then playing gash a lot of the time in the domestic. It does my head in that, and we need to find a manager that can crack both scenes. But I'm proud of the boys. I think we were actually worthy of more than a point. I do. I mean, a point, any less than a point would have been criminal. But I think we should have got all 3. But the problem is, even though Big Dessa scored a good goal, and credit where credit's due, we were missing chances up front and not taking the chances. And if you do not take your chances at that level against a quality team like that, I forgot they won the Conference League last year.
Yeah.
Shit, that's nuts. So I think we held up really well against them. Barron and Raskin were brilliant. I mean, I know the finished polished article, they're still young, but Raskin's back to form and Barron's doing his thing, and we will qualify, I think. But I'm greedy, Brian. I want to get that top, is it 8 spot? Because then you bypass the next round. We don't need to give 50, 60 pound to Rangers for a game. And we get some extra cash, don't we? So
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, there's some cracking answers coming in. Not saying anything, but there's some that you've forgotten about. You're like, jeepers, I forgot actually they played for Rangers. I forgot. But no, there's some really good ones. And another one for your question of the day, Trev. East Kilbride Roundabout Simulator.
is there a lot of roundabouts in East Kilbride? There used to be
I-
Hunters and Livingston where I stayed, and they get rid of all of them.
Yeah. I dare say, with Iron Blue saying that, there must be a hell of a lot of some roundabouts in East Kilbride. So
Brian, there's a quite a lot of simulator games out there. I make the joke and the piss take a lot of time in the game pod that I do, that there's simulators for everything. Genuinely, there's a simulator game for moving house, for painting your house, for cleaning your car, farming simulator, and before I'm going to get in a joke before you do, the sheep DLC is available for farming simulator as well if you want. That's a good one. I like that.
this one tickled me. AJ, zombie survival must escape Coat Bridge.
Oh, Brad, I've not been there in ages. It used to be all right.
That's a good one. I like that. And then Geordie's come in with Ref Simulator. You make the calls.
Since we're doing simulator game calls and games, I would say Leith Simulator.
All right.
Yeah, but Leith, I mean, I won't say too many jokes about Leith because again, we need to keep it kind of clean and family friendly. But I've stayed in Abbey Hill in Edinburgh, which is kind of a nice area, but it is a wee bit too close to Leith. It's no in Leith before anyone says anything. I know we have someone from Leith that's probably going to boot my balls for that.
I bet there's a game about that, is there? Train Simulator?
Yes, there is actually. Been done. It's been done, Ricky. Sorry, mate.
You see, there you go. Oh, yes, there's the other place I was remembering about roundabouts, Glenrothes. Wow.
Oh, yes.
Jeepers. That place has got more roundabouts than you can imagine.
People.
Ridiculous.
I love it. What did you make the game last night, Brian?
Well, I was just about to say, you know, the titles obviously, you know, Barron and Raskin, there's a bit of hope. They can provide a bit of hope. Now, I kind of, when Raskin made his first start for a long time at Ibrox, and I can't remember who it was against, and he played well. He did well in the game, but obviously didn't do much. But it was his industriousness and what he was doing on the pitch that we had missed for a long time. And with him and Barron in there, I thought, right, there's a potential for this two to work. But that was just the first time I'd seen them play together. All of a sudden, they've played now a few games. They're starting to get a bit of an understanding. I think when one goes forward, one sits, so they're not all just bombing forward. And I think there's the making of a good partnership there now, Trevor. I mean, they're both they're both getting into how each other play and getting an understanding. And for me, Trev, I think there's something there now. We all potentially thought it at the start, but now that they've played a few games together, you can see the relationship building up there, can't you?
Yes, you can, and I'm kind of surprised where it came from, Brian, because I mean, Barron's been brilliant for the most part. I mean, he's already my player of the season, and that was only a couple of months in. He's done that well for me, but he couldn't do it all himself. I'm glad Raskin stepped up to the plate. Raskin just fell off the edge of a cliff, and I think the injuries didn't help. I know a boy on Discord, a friend he lives in Belgium, and he said, "What did you sign Raskin for when we got him?" I said, "Because he's one of the biggest young hot prospects in Belgium. Like, why wouldn't they? And he said, he's crap. He said, there's a reason he's leaving, we don't kind of rate him here that well. And I was, all right, okay. But he came in and he started doing all right at the start. If you recall, he was actually not doing bad at all. And then injuries came about, and he's a bit like Tom Lawrence. You get injured and then you struggle to get your form back for quite a while. But he seems to have settled. It was the same ankle he knackered twice, so that takes a toll. He's done better. He's got his fitness back and he's starting to hit form. And there's the reason we signed him, because he is quality. My only small concern is like their close ball control. I mean, I know they're not the finished article, Brian. They've still got a bit to go. They need to work on that a little bit, because they gave the ball away quite a few times between the two of them last night. But I would say they're better for Europe. I don't like the two of them always playing together in domestic scene, because both of them are a bit too. I like a defensive midfielder and more of a kind of forward attacking midfielder. But like you said, one of them can sit back and one of them does go forward a wee bit more. So, no, brilliant. They were a ray of sunshine last night.
Absolutely. And although we lost a goal, how did you feel the defence shaped up? Obviously, the captain was dropped, which was, I think, everybody's biggest surprise. I don't think anybody's seen that coming, because everybody naturally thought, well, it's Europe to Tabo play, but he didn't. And that was a bold move from the manager, dropping the captain. Now, are we going to see another scenario where Goldson was dropped and never played again? Or is this more that the manager is feeling that he's more useful in the end of games rather than obviously the first hour, 70 minutes?
It's such a difficult one to answer. First of all, I said to Martin last night, when I found the lineup, he actually told me that the captain wasn't playing. I was cheesing. I mean, that's a sad state of affairs that I'm actually buzzing when I hear that the captain's been dropped. I don't want to be this. I don't like bashing him all the time. I really don't, mate. I don't. It's no nice. But then also, don't come out and say you think you've been playing brilliant when you're clearly not. Be diplomatic with your answer. Play it safe, with your media training. It was the right call. I thought the gaffer wasn't actually going to drop him. I didn't think he had the balls to drop him, but he did. As Mark said last night, he had two big balls and he dropped him. And respect, and he put him proper though. And I was like, oh no. But I mean, we paid decent money for him. He's a good player. We had to give him a chance. He done better, even he wasn't perfect, far from it, but he done better. So maybe he's better in the Europa League than he is in the domestic scene. Bringing him on at the end, he had to do that, Brian.
Yeah.
I think you can't completely drop him, and maybe that'll help him. Maybe that'll give him the kick up the arse he needs.
Maybe, perhaps. Timothy Sharp, just if you bear with me 2 seconds, I will give you today's
Question of the day.
There's always that awkward silence after, isn't there? It's the
mean, though, man. That's the mean.
Absolutely. If you could design a video game about anything, what topic would you choose? That was the question of the day. As I say, with Trevor being on, a big video game addict that he is, I thought that would be a perfect question for today. Now, here's one. Now, I noticed this, which is quite surprising. Is there any comparison? I mean, this is a hell of a comparison compared to the two that's mentioned, but James is saying, it reminds him of those two. Not a lot of goals, but high work rate.
Yeah, it's a very, very bold statement to make, but do you want to know something, James? I think you might be onto something here. Obviously, it's very early days and very early signs from them. They're both quite young still, but I can see that in those two. Very hard. I mean, that's the thing with McCollum and especially Ferguson. Very, very hard-working players. Obviously, I think Ferguson a wee bit more in his locker, a wee bit more technical ability as well. I think they've got the potential, certainly one day, to turn into them. I mean, I've said, depending if Tav goes at this end of this season, maybe you don't want to give it to Butland. I don't think a goalie should be your captain, but that's another debate.
Yeah.
I would be bold, and if Barron keeps doing well next season, just give him the captaincy. They've done it with Barry, and look what it done for Barry. It done wonders. A young midfielder makes him stronger and stronger. I would do it. Yeah, good shout.
Absolutely. I think Sterling and Casa have both proved last night that we're absolutely fine without Tav at right back. Now, I think defensively that's absolutely correct. I don't. This is the thing now, because it was such an anomaly as far as Tav's numbers, his assists and goals. I think asking anybody to try and replicate that would be virtually impossible, Trev, wouldn't it?
No, you couldn't. That's the one thing about Tav. I was moaning about him years ago, even when he was smashing in goals, because I like my defend. I'm old school. I like my defenders to defend first and foremost, and then anything else is a bonus. It just happened to be that the guy was a bloody striker as well as a right back at the same time. No one will compete with that. But the modern fullbacks have to do more than just defend. So Sterling is pretty solid enough, big burly guy, can hold off people, is a decent enough defender. He'll only get better, but I think he is trying to work on getting forward a lot more, just like Jeffy does in the left wing as well. Defending well, but still bombing down the wing, getting in crosses, getting in shots. I think we're fine. Sterling done a grand job. I think he must have picked up. I don't know if he picked up a niggle. I saw Clement say something to him on the way off the pitch. Maybe it was a tactical change. I don't know why he was doing it. I think he's not got many minutes on the pitch, so I don't know if he could have handled 90 minutes. But they done well, both of them.
Absolutely, certainly did. I mean, it's going to be a difficult one going forward, but the manager's now proven, Trev, that he's prepared to drop the captain. So, and as Sniper's saying here, dropping Tav for an away from home in Europe shows me that Clement does have the balls. Now, it's maybe not having, it's maybe thinking it, but doing it's another thing, isn't it?
Yes, actions a lot louder than words, and he actually done it. But then you've got to say, Brian, the last several gaffers we've had have no dropped Tav. So
No.
there's got to be why is that? Is it because he's a good trainer? He probably is a good trainer, but then you're seeing what he does in the pitches, no much. You see he's lost a yard of pace. Why you still playing him? It's because he is the club captain and he's been there for so many years. It's like jobs for the boys and loyalty. And how many managers has it cost their job? Quite a few, partly. So I hope he keeps doing it, mate. Not like every single game drop him, but let him back in after so many games to show his worth again. Bring him off the bench. Maybe that'll kickstart him. If not, then see you later, pal. I'm sorry, no one's bigger than the club, no matter if you're club captain for 9 years or not, or however many years it was.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'll do this the who am I up to a certain club, and then I'll give the rest of the clubs, because if I go too far, I think it might give it away. But I started my career in 2003 at Toledo B. I then was promoted to the Toledo first team in 2004. I then moved to Valencia B in 2004 till 2008, where I had loans at Onada and Pucal, I think their name is. In 2008, I left Valencia B and I moved to Dundee United. So that is where we are with the Who Am I? He is
I might have gave it away.
from Spain to Dundee United. So that is where we are just now with that one. So now is looking forward to Hearts this weekend, Trev. We've got Hearts at Ibrox on Sunday now. They're in a bit of disarray. Obviously not doing very well in the league.
Yeah.
Lost in the Conference League last night. Does the manager obviously stick with the blueprint that he's had recently, where he isn't playing Tav? He's either playing Sterling or Casemiro there. where does the manager go from there? Because let's be honest, the fans are pretty much, I wouldn't say completely on side, but they're backing the manager with this decision, aren't they?
Yeah, are you going to the game on
I sure will be,
Sunday?
yes.
Same. I feel like it's been ages since I'm in Ibrox last. I'm looking forward to the game just because we're coming off a good result, but I hope it's no the back to domestic game and start playing crap again. I'm fed up of that story. I really am. I think it being a bit late in the day, a few extra hours of kip for the boys on Sunday will certainly help. Hearts are playing crap at the moment, but then so have we been domestically, so it'll be interesting. I still fancy us for the win. I'm going to say a 1-0 turgid victory. I hope it's not turgid, but I'm going to say a victory nevertheless. Chips and ham. And I'm going to go Dessers for the goal. But in terms of who he plays, right, it won't be the same lineup because he'll have to chop and change because he'll be playing so many games.
Yeah.
He'll bring Tab in for the start. I can't see him dropping them for several games. I can't see it. He will probably drop one of the midfielders and bring Diomande in. Maybe Castle will get a shout there. He will make a couple of changes, mate. It won't be the exact same lineup. As long as we get a win.
Absolutely. A couple of more answers to question of the day that you'd maybe enjoy, if I can find them.
What's your answer? Have you told us, Brian?
No, I haven't actually. And the reason for that is I'm struggling. I'm struggling. When I was going to go down the simulator line, but then I've thought, as you just said,
Why not? Why not? I'll give you an idea. Chukter Simulator.
Chukter Simulator. All right.
I'll leave it there, and you can fill in the blanks and make it up as you go along.
Fair enough. I'll accept that one. I'll take that one on the chin. Yes, absolutely. I'll take that one. Here's a cracker. Trying Scotsman, Rabble Sims. Wow.
So what do you do then? Do you play as each podder then?
Yes.
And what, like we're the manager, or you live through us? And oh no,
I would imagine that's you've played The Sims enough, I would imagine. So
yeah. Oh, that's Sims, not Simulator. Something Sims, right? I've got you. Oh
Sims.
God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That could be dangerous. That would be a dangerous one.
That's an 18 plus minimum.
Aye, very
They have
much
to
so.
invent a new certification for age. Actually, to be honest.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to find any
Look
more.
at Buffalo Alberts, Buckfast Tonic the Hedgehog.
Tremendous. Honestly, could you imagine? Now I'll just get rid of that. And back to this. Now we'll go back to the who am I and we'll reveal Trev's question. So I'll go through from the very start to the very end of this player's career. I started at Toledo B in 2003. I then moved to Valencia in 2004, where I was loaned at Onda and Pukol, I think their name is. I then signed for Dundee United in 2008. It's where I stayed for 2 seasons, playing 38 games and 11 goals. I then moved to Brighton for 1 season. I then moved back to Scotland to St Johnstone in 2011-2012, where I was at probably my most prolific, scoring 27 goals for 27 games for 23 goals. I then moved to Rangers in 2012 for 1 season, playing 14 games, scoring 3 goals. I then moved to Lugo, Girona, FC Tokyo, Girona again, Al Ali on loan, and Qingdao Hung. Oh, I'm not even going to try and
Is
butcher
that
that
Chinese? Nah, no chance.
Yes. Al Kokorn, Hyderabad, and Extreme Madur.
That guy's been all over bloody India and China, hasn't he?
He's been all over the place. And Trev, who was the who am I today?
Sorry, Gallant. It is Sandaza, my man. It is Sandaza. I knew we gave it away when we said Dundee United, because that's when I remember him really. St Johnstone and Dundee United were the kind of giveaways, but I'm not very good at this. I was on the spot asked. Brian's like, pick one. I was like, oh, right, okay, this guy. Oh.
So, to be fair, first in straight away with the first. I only went as far as Rangers. Willie RFC, straight in with the answer. Followed no, actually no. Fraser Campbell was a minute later. He came in with a minute later, but I mean, for one clue to get it right, that was pretty good. Pretty good.
It is. It was. These guys are really. I couldn't answer that quickly.
No.
Gallant's a
Although-
character, man. It won't be Craig White tomorrow, no.
Multi-pie man, is it? Now, I can see why he went with Kevin Kyle when he said he swinged him in 2012.
Donkeys of that era,
that.
basically.
Sniper went for Kevin Kyle as well. Ricky, the Ostenstad was a wee bit before that, wasn't he?
Yeah,
That was the McLeish era.
Yeah.
So,
Brilliant.
and then I think when the second clue came out, James got it. He got it there. Cammy, you went Novo now. Novo signed for us in 2012. Oh, he's had a mare there.
No,
mare.
Let's put it this way. Remember 2008, the run to Manchester? He scored the goal to get us in there. So I can't remember the year he signed for us, but it was a few years before that. So
he signed in actually 2004 because
there you go.
That was the season we had him and Purzo up front, and we won the league at Easter Road.
Rangers are coming! As he puts the ball in the net, that was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Who else? Ricky got it. I think he changed his mind once the error of his ways was seen. Alan Neil, Sandaza, yep. Gallant now. Better no be Sandaza. Well, I'm sorry, Gallant. It was Sandaza. It was. Facebook user Sandaza, yes, and the sniper, yes, Sandaza. There was a couple of answers in reverse sort of gear there, as in I said somebody, but I've realised it was wrong, so they've got their answer back in. But that was your question of the day. That was your Who Am I? This was the Afternoon Rangers Rabble. Thank you, Trev.
Thank you.
And we're back on tonight with the Friday night pod, which I'm hosting again. So we'll all see you tonight, and hope you have a good day, and we'll see you soon. The fucking crackers. I'm telling Martin you knocked off early. 33 minutes, that's good.
It's over. It's over by 3 minutes, actually. It's only supposed to be half an hour.
Exactly. Half an hour.
Gallant Pioneer, fucking boy, cracks me up. He genuinely, he had a comment in there. What was it? He said, "Oh, for fuck's sake, who's it going to be tomorrow? Craig White."
He should know there's not an afternoon rabble tomorrow. It's Monday to Friday.
It's a very good point, my man. That's a very good point.
You should know. There's a random rabble. There's a random rabble, but it's not a.
I'm on the random rabble at 11. I don't know who I'm on with.
Oh.
Martin and somebody else, probably off the top of my head.
No,
the random rabble's good. It's just a chance to just waffle shite for an hour. I love it.
Who is it now?
Up in the schedule now. What's that one? Let's see.
I'm just having a look.
Schedule.
Isn't it got a schedule?
Me, Alex, and Connor. So Connor's hosting then, I'd imagine.
Connor will be in the hot seat, I would imagine.
Aye.
That could be anything in there. that three of yous, that could end up anywhere as far as random. Because look where we ended up last week.
True. A poor Wolf.
I know.
Poor Wolf was bored out his tits. I mean, I'm neutral in F1. I don't like or dislike it. I've got a pal who really likes it. So I've watched the odd race and I know enough, a wee bit about it to comment on the subject slightly. But then when Speedway was another one, all over the place.
I mean,
Brilliant.
I've got the basics of most sports, and Speedway is one of them, where there's 4 in a race, 2 from each team, and they go around the track and they, they drift and all that. But
Aye.
tactics wise and all that, I've no idea. No
I
idea.
mean, I don't think there is any tactics. You've got to try and get the inside line, and you overtake. You never overtake in the straight. You always overtake in the corner, because they're all get the same kind of power in them. Really, it's just really about who's willing to risk it for a biscuit on the corner more.
Oops.